life of a hunter. It's not about an end result. It's about a journey to find who we are, to discover where we've come from. It's an effort to overcome challenge and adversity. We provide food for the table while fighting to restore the foundations our forefathers have laid. They may bend, but they will not break. And so we fight with a heart of respect. You see, it's not an effort to look down on anyone, but rather an effort to look back at where we've come from, and most importantly, where we'll be if we don't. You see, it's our life. You can stand with us, or you can stand against us, but the life of a hunter is our DNA. We've all come from hunters, and so we continue to move ahead as hunters. You see, this is who we are. This is our creed. This is our life. This is our given right. It is no secret. Kansas is home to some of the best whitetail hunting in the country. Some might even argue it is the best state for whitetail hunting. Regardless of personal opinions, Kansas is no doubt a great place to create whitetail memories. That's why, for the last 3 years, Mark and Kenneth have both spent time hunting this particular farm Mark owns in Kansas. Large portions of time are spent every single year on Mark's properties preparing for the upcoming season. For both Mark and Kenneth, the idea of hunting runs much deeper than simply jumping into a stand when fall comes around. It is a process that literally plays in their minds 365 days a year, and that process begins immediately following the previous hunting season. Every year, Mark and his team put forth the effort to make the property slightly better than it was the previous year. From planting trees to installing food plot watering systems, the work is never completely done. There is always more that could be done.
A lot of people, apples. We got a lot of pine trees around here, and they get that rust on the apple trees. Mm-hmm. So why can't we plant persimmons or pears? And the deer love both. So we plant these. We give them 2 years. They'll start producing.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's a pear tree. There's 4 T-posts, and I call this hog wire. Yeah. I don't know what everybody else calls it, but you got, what is that, probably 10 foot of hog wire that goes around, and that keeps the deer from coming in there and destroying it. I mean,
another inexpensive way. Food plots aren't you just don't do them in 1 year.
Yeah.
People have this idea they go in and get a lease or they get something, they can just do a food. You can.
Yeah.
But food plots are a long-term project.
Yeah.
Every year, just take a couple dollars or just manual labor and get something done. Like for here, we plan all this out. We have our tree stand up there. Yep. We have the redneck over there in case you want to bring, a guest in to hunt.
Yep.
They want to get. And what we do is like this: we cut all these trees down to make sure the deer have to come around this way to eat it. Everything's planned out.
Oh yeah.
This is a property that Mark and his entire family, as well as his team, reap the benefits from. Each and every year, due to the work effort put forth, the white-tailed deer seems to always make its presence known. The Given Right is being brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants, Swagger, the bipod with moves, and Expedition Archery. Experience perfection. With Big & J, it's not a matter of if your deer will show up, it's simply a matter of when. Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. It's no secret for those that know Mark Heck. He absolutely loves hunting whitetails. More specifically, he loves hunting specific mature whitetails on his properties, and those hunts generally begin around late September.
It's really windy tonight, but I really don't care. It's our first whitetail hunt of the 2018 season here in Kansas. It's late September. It's obviously muzzleloader season, so we have to wear orange. But again, I don't care. It's our first night, opening day for us. It's almost like having opening day at the baseball stadium. Oh, we need some hot dogs. We have 2 really nice deer coming in here. We had 2 days of a north wind, so we decided to just jump in and head to Kansas. trees will help with the orange, even though I know it's not a big deal to a lot of people. To me, I feel like a big red nose up here standing in the tree. And then also, one of the bigger deer, he has a tendency to break his horns after he starts fighting. And this will be the only chance that we can get him with all of his antlers attached, everything in the right places. So, and if we do, he's a stud. So it's just nice to sit here. So hopefully have a little lady luck tonight. The hunting gods are with us and we can see a few deer, but either way, it's a great place to be.
As Mark settles in for the evening hunt, his Kansas property begins to come alive. Mark is by no means just an average hunter. He will regularly pass on deer most hunters would be happy just to see on a hunt, let alone harvest. That's the benefit of owning a property you've been properly managing for 12 years in Kansas. Every year, Mark will have 1 or 2 deer pushing the 200-inch range. However, it's not just about the measurement of an antler. It's about hunting the proper deer that's reached its peak level of maturity. When that deer shows up, it quickly becomes obvious.
Backdrop looks familiar, that's because it is. We're right back to where we were last night. Last night's encounter, or encounters, I guess, we saw actually, I think it was 7, possibly even 8 different bucks last night, but all within the last 45 minutes of daylight. So we went back and made a game plan. Our big deer, our target deer, Stryker, playing a little game of cat and mouse with him. He actually fooled us last night and came in behind us. He was coming into the alfalfa field, but he's only coming in every 2 or 3 nights on the covert camera. And we didn't understand what he was doing, but he's always coming from the right. Well, I think we figured him out. Sometimes he's hitting these beans that are behind us first, and then he's coming over to the alfalfa later, like he did last night back in midnight. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go down in, and we're actually going to head out into the beans about 40, 50 yards so he doesn't wind us. Yesterday, he actually picked up our trail and actually walked right down the trail, stood behind us for about 55 minutes, just about 60 yards away, and just stood there. He knew something was wrong, but not enough to spook him. Like I said, we saw him at midnight on the camera. So, but today we're going to even out the odds a little bit. We brought a little long-range effect here. We brought our CVA. We brought our wolf with us. It's nice, light, easy to get around in the tree stand, deadly accurate at 100 yards. So if Stryker comes out and plays that game tonight, he might be out of luck. Let's get ready. Our insurance policy. I am stoked to say the least. And if you noticed in the background there, we brought the CVA just in case. If that big boy hangs up out there, I'm not dead set on shooting him with the bow. I will take him with the CVA, so it's just in my nature, what can I say? So we're sitting back. The last 45 minutes of daylight, we started seeing those bucks pop up over that hillside to that CRP, so you can bet my eyes are going to be peeled down that way most of the night. So sit back, hope for the best, baby.
The Given Right is being brought to you by Hornady Security, protected valuables, enhanced peace of mind. Conus, hunting and outdoor. Nature Blinds, the most realistic hunting blind on the planet. And Weather Guard, truck and van equipment. Swagger, when mobility matters. Any terrain, any situation. Shoot with confidence. Shoot with Swagger, the bipod with moves. Mark's September hunts didn't pan out exactly as if he had hoped, and so he resumed his hunt, pursuing the deer he called Stryker in October.
Well, we're basically out of shooting light, basically out of camera light. Nice older, mature buck there, probably a call deer. Been around here for the last 2-3 years. It's our first night here. Wasn't as much activity as we thought we might see, but we did have activity. They were on our feet late, right before dark. Try her again tomorrow night.
Just before Mark was about to call off the evening hunt, his good friend Stryker showed himself once again.
It's pretty close to being right to him. Oh, that won't be good. No, he got us, didn't he? He's not super alert, but he's walking away. Yeah. I went to bed.
These hours and days of hunting Stryker have not been the only visual interaction Mark has had with this particular deer. He's been watching him all summer from a distance.
I'm playing cat and mouse with a very smart deer, and he's winning right now. That's our third encounter in as many weeks with Stryker, and he was coming up the fence line. We're doing our interview here in the truck because we had to wait in the stand until well after dark, and he worked up that fence line and actually went straight south, and he winded us. I don't think we spooked him too much because he just kind of fed off, but he did know something was wrong. So it's tough hunting these big old bucks, and it's frustrating but fun at the same time. So
the challenge of harvesting a whitetail of this caliber is something not for the faint of heart. It is a grind and a test of patience and willpower. Predicting the every move of a whitetail of this nature is nearly impossible, but nevertheless, Mark puts forth his best effort to determine what move Stryker will make next. Mark decides to move deeper into the timber, to a stand he set up specifically for this deer. He even went as far earlier in the year to cutting his barbed wire fence, to create an open door opportunity for the deer to cut through near his stand.
What do you think, Dana? We got the hole open now? Huh? Oh yeah, and they will. We'll put the camera right over here on that fence post, put some Big and J down, get some mineral legit in there. Get a licking branch set up over here.
The Given Ride is being brought to you by The Grind, Dead Ringer, Buck Fever Synthetic Scents, Cupped Waterfowl, and Real Tree. Every hunt is defined by a single moment. Don't let the moment define you. Experience perfection and make your next hunt an expedition.
We're in a tree stand. It's about 700-800 yards due east of where we were the other night. We saw our 2 target deer coming along the edge of the woods. That's the edge of the woods they came out of. We have a tree stand we set up here this summer because we knew that bucks were living in here. They have a scrape line across there on trees that'll just blow your mind how big they are. So we figured we sneak in here this morning. We got a southeast wind. It's a perfect wind blowing right out into the beans. It's really calm. It's really cool. It's wet. It's a little too early for them to be in the rut yet, but we're sitting here and hopefully we'll tickle the horns a little bit just to increase our range. Not too aggressive, but it's just a beautiful morning to be in the woods. I don't know which one it is. What is it? What's that? I'm shaking. We just hammered Stryker. All the work that we did this summer, all the scouting we did this fall and winter, knowing that he was coming in this area, we got a little aggressive and it worked. He came right through. We cut this fence this summer to make a walkthrough, and he walked right through it, and we just hammered him. He didn't go down, but he's mortally wounded, so we're just going to sit here. We're going to try to relax for about an hour, get out of here, go have some lunch, and then come back. But we looked at the video. It's got to be a mortal hit. Yes.
Life has always seemed to have a way of rewarding those who put forth more than enough effort. Although the fruits of your labor may not be immediate, it is a fact they will come in the right timing. For Mark, success is not measured by inches or even age. It's measured simply by doing his part through labor, controlling what he can control. The combination of faith and work, that is what allows him to truly reap the benefits of the harvest, not only in the hunt, but in every aspect of life. The idea of reaping what you sow has never been more true. For this particular moment in time, Mark and his team have sown. They've invested, and because of that, they now reap the benefits. For the true hunters and gatherers left of today, we too can all reap the benefits of our God-given right to hunt.